Welcome to all. In our today's lecture, we are going to see the field of a charge mass point. That is, we have the single point which has no dimension, that is, there is no dimension and no other quantity, which is only mass point. That is, it is a single point which has non-zero mass and non-zero charge. Okay, then this we have to find the field of this charge mass point. As we have gravitational field, magnetic field. Okay, as in the case of magnetic field, when we have the north pole and south pole, then they are going to be pulses and charges. That is, they are having a, this is an electromagnetic field, right? That is magnetic field. Here it is generated between north and south pole. So same we have to discuss about the mass point, that is a single point around which all the mass is concentrated, and we have to discuss about the field of that. Okay, so here we are going to see again the field equations. We are going to solve that, and we consider the energy momentum tensor. Energy momentum tensor, that is our Tmn or T upper suffix mn. So we write this in the form of the Greek letter, that is T mu nu and T upper suffix mu nu. Okay, so we use this, and we use the T mu nu in a mixed tensor form also. And again we have the Ricci tensor, that is Einstein field equation, by which is given by Gmn is equals to minus 8 pi Tmn, or this is equals to minus k into Tmn. Okay, Gmn equals to, and we solve Gmn for Rmn, that is we have seen the form of the Einstein field equation. We see one result on that, and therefore this Einstein field equation can also be written in the form, that is we write here Rmn equals to minus k in bracket Tmn minus 1 upon 2 into T Gmn, right? So we use this form, and we have the value of k something different than minus 8 pi. Okay, so again we have to find the field of charge mass point. For this we consider the Schwarzschild type of solution, and then we require the metric. Okay, so we firstly define all this, and also we define the energy, that is electromagnetic field tensor or energy momentum tensor due to the electromagnetic field. Okay, so the electromagnetic field, that is energy momentum tensor due to electromagnetic field, we denote this by F mu nu or F mu nu, or in the mixed tensor form F mu nu. Okay, so we define all this here. So let's see how all this function will get defined, and the field, to find the field of the charge mass point is nothing but to find the singular solution of the Einstein field equation, that is singularity of the Einstein field equation by the point particle. Point particle means where all the mass is concentrated at the point, and which is dimensionless quantity. Okay, so let's see the how we derive this. So what we have to study the field of charge mass point, that means a point singularity of the Einstein field equation with an energy momentum tensor, this is in the upper suffix form, is equals to rho 0 u mu u nu, that is this is a contravariant vector u to the power mu, that is this u mu nu is a 4 velocity vector plus 1 upon c square f of alpha mu f alpha nu plus 1 upon 4 g mu nu f alpha beta and f alpha beta, that is here mu nu is here. So we have mu and nu in the upper suffix form, mu nu in the upper suffix form, right? f of alpha beta and f of alpha beta in the lower suffix. Okay, so this one is the formula for the energy momentum tensor, and here this quantity is our 4 velocity vector and with a density rho 0. But for the electromagnetic field, we require this T mu nu is time independent, and therefore for this the 4 velocity vector is 0, and hence we are writing this form, that is this term should be 0, therefore we have only this term. Okay, and therefore we take the form of the T mu nu is equals to 1 upon c square f mu alpha f alpha nu plus, that is we are taking this mu nu in the lower suffixes form, so f mu alpha, that is this alpha nu is written here in the lower suffix f mu alpha, and this mu alpha is written in the alpha f alpha nu plus 1 upon r g mu nu f alpha beta, and in the lower suffix f alpha beta. We give this as the equation number 2. As this one has a 0 trace, and therefore has a 0 trace means the T00, that is the diagonal element, the sum of the diagonal elements should be equals to 0. Okay, that is if we write T is equals to T11 plus T22 plus T33 plus T44, right? We can write T as in this way. Okay, but as T11, T22, T33 and T44 all in the diagonal element. Okay, so as these are in the diagonal element, therefore the sum is equals to 0, because we are saying that T mu nu has a 0 trace. Okay, so that we use for the electromagnetic field, and this T mu nu is symmetric. Okay, so we define now the Einstein field equation as we are told here that this we are taking the form Rmn equals to minus k Tmn minus 1 upon 2 T into Jmn. So we are using this form of Einstein field equation, R alpha beta equals to, here this kappa has the value 8 pi k upon c square. Okay, so we are choosing this k as this quantity T alpha beta minus 2T. So Gmn is written in the form of alpha beta because we are taking the suffixes as alpha beta. We give this as the equation number 3. Now since for the electromagnetic field, tensor has 0 trace, okay, and therefore we have T mu nu is equals to 0, that is equals to T. T mu nu means we are taking in this form T equals to T11 plus T22 plus T33 plus T44 equals to 0, that is the sum of this diagonal elements equals to 0, and hence we have T mu nu equals to 0, that is T is equals to 0. If T is equals to 0, then we have R is equals to 0. Okay, because for the when the energy momentum tensor is 0, what it means? We have no matter distribution, and if there is no matter distribution, that is our field is empty, and for the empty field equation we have R is equals to 0. Okay, so we use here T is equals to 0 in this equation 3. Therefore R alpha beta equals to minus 8 pi k upon c square into T alpha beta. Okay, but we are writing this in the form of this lower suffixes in the form of mu into nu equals to C T mu nu, where capital C, this is our capital C, and this capital C has equals to the value minus 8 pi k upon c square, and we give this as the equation number 4. Okay, now we must solve this system together with a classical free space. That is, we are solving this system of linear we solve this system for the classical free space, that is as mu and nu are varying, so they varying, that is R11, that is we have the many equations from this equation 4, okay, as we vary mu and nu. So this forms a system for the classical free space. And Maxwell's equation, which we shall write in the form, that is we have write this electromagnetic field equation given by Maxwell is f of mu nu is equals to phi of x alpha mu comma nu minus x alpha nu comma mu. That is the partial derivative of the vector with respect to mu comma nu, and the partial derivative of this vector with respect to nu and again with respect to mu. Okay, so this f mu nu, this equation is also written in this form, f mu nu comma lambda is equals to 0, and this is our script f. That is, we write this in the form script f, means this is a notation we are using here as script f mu nu comma nu, and this is defined here as it is equals to under root of minus g f, that is our this electromagnetic field by the Maxwell equation is f mu nu, and we have to take the derivative of this, that is equals to 0. Okay, comma means here the partial derivative with respect to 0, and we give this as a equation number 6. Now we solve this equation, that is the Einstein field equation, by substituting the value of T mu nu. That is, we substitute the value from this equation 1 and that is from equation 2 to solve this equation. Okay, so we write this as, so using equation 1 in equation 4 we get R mu nu is equals to C T mu nu. So we substitute the value of T mu nu here, which is in the form, this is by equation, we substitute this by equation 2. So 1 upon c square f of mu alpha f alpha nu plus 1 upon 4 g mu nu f alpha beta f alpha beta. We give this as equation number 7. Now there must be, of course, be a singularity allowed in both f mu nu and g mu nu field at the position of the particle, or one will obtain the identically vanishing solution. That is, what we have mean that f of mu nu and g of mu nu must have a singularity. That is, they must be vanishes at some point. Okay, so they are vanishes simultaneously because we are saying identically vanishing solution. Okay, so we have R mu nu should be equals to 0, and then we solve this field equation by taking this is equals to R mu nu is equals to 0. Okay, so for this we assume the form of the metric, that is a line element, as we have taken in the Schwarzschild solution. So we take in the similar way, and for this we consider the spherically symmetric line element, that is ds square equals to e nu c square dt square minus e to the power lambda dr square plus r square d theta square plus sine square theta d phi square. So this form is same as the that we have taken in the Schwarzschild interior solution as e to the power minus e to the power a dr square minus r square d theta square plus sine square theta d phi square plus e to the power b dt square. Okay, so this is a form in a Schwarzschild exterior solution where a and b are function of r alone. Okay, so same in this manner we are taking here as e to the power b as e to the power nu and e to the power a as e to the power lambda. Okay, so we take the line element in this form, and again here lambda and mu are function of r alone. Okay, so this for this line element we calculate the metric tensor, that is g mu nu, Okay, and we write this in the form of the matrices. So this G mu nu is equals to, because here the coefficient of dr square is minus e to the power lambda. Okay, so here we are taking the coordinate in this way: 0, 1, 2 and 3. For 0 we take the time coordinate, for 1 we take r, for 2 we take theta, and for 3 we take phi. So we have t, r, theta, phi coordinate as 0, 1, 2, 3. So G mu nu, which is nothing but here 0, 0, that is this is nothing but our a0, 0. Okay, so first coordinate, that is the coefficient of dt square, is e to the power nu, because c square is taken here, that is we take here the coordinate as c into t. Okay, and we can choose c is equals to 1 for some other units. Okay, so for this we have g0, 0 as e to the power nu, and all other coefficients are 0. We have only the coefficient of dr square, that is 1, 1. The first coefficient is minus e to the power lambda, that is we have g11 is equals to e to the power lambda minus e to the power lambda. So we write here minus e to the power lambda, and all other are 0. Similarly, g22 is equals to over here minus r square. Okay, so here it is minus r square, and therefore as from this we can say that this is our coefficient of d theta square. Then we have the coefficient of d phi square as minus r square sine square theta, and we give this as equation number 8 for this metric tensor. Now from this we have the determinant of, what is the determinant of this G mu nu? Because here all the non-diagonal elements are 0 and non-zero elements are our diagonal elements. Okay, so for this we take this is equals to the multiplication of this diagonal element. So what is the product of this diagonal element? E to the power nu into minus e to the power lambda into minus r square into minus r square sine square theta. Okay, so e to the power nu into e to the power lambda is minus e to the power nu plus lambda, and r square into r square is r to the power 4 into sine square theta, right? Because r square into r square is r to the power 4 into the sine square theta. Okay, so this is our G, that is the determinant of the metric tensor. Now we take the under root of minus G. So minus G is, this sign get cancelled and we have to take the under root of that. So under root of this e to the power nu plus lambda is nothing but our e to the power nu plus lambda upon 2. And the under root of r to the power 4 is, square root of this is r square, and square root of sine square theta is sine theta. Okay, so we get under root of minus G is equals to this term. Now this implies G mu nu is equals to, what is G mu nu now equals to? That is in the upper suffix. For the upper suffix we take the reciprocal of this. Okay, that is we write G mn is equals to 1 upon G mn. We take the reciprocal of the metric tensor when m equal to n, and this is equals to 0 when m not equals to n. Okay, so we write the, as here metric tensor is non-zero for the diagonal element and all other elements are 0. So same here we have to take the reciprocal of e to the power nu. What is the reciprocal of e to the power nu? It is 1 upon e to the power nu, that is e to the power minus nu. Reciprocal of this. Okay, so reciprocal of e to the power nu is equals to e to the power minus nu. Reciprocal of e to the power lambda is e to the power minus lambda. Reciprocal of r square is, what is the reciprocal of r square? It is 1 upon r square, and that is, this implies we can write this as r to the power minus 2. Okay, so r square is written as minus r to the power minus 2. reciprocal of r square sine square theta is minus 1 upon r square sine square theta. Okay, we give this as equation number 8b. Now we know that non-vanishing component of Ricci tensor R, that is for this line element we can find again the non-vanishing component of Ricci tensor, and this can be calculated again by calculating the non-vanishing Christoffel symbol and substituting those values in the formula of R00, that is Ricci tensor, and hence we get here R00 is equals to e to the power nu minus lambda, in a square bracket we have minus nu double dash upon 2 plus lambda dash nu dash upon 2 minus nu dash square upon 4 minus nu dash upon r. R11 is equals to nu double dash upon 2 minus lambda dash nu dash upon 4 plus nu dash square upon 4 minus lambda dash upon 4. Okay. Similarly, we get R22 is equals to e to the power minus lambda in a bracket 1 plus r nu dash upon 2 minus r lambda dash upon 2 square bracket complete minus 1. And all this equation, that is R33 also R22 into sine square theta. So R33 we get here R22 into sine square theta, and r mu nu is equals to 0 for mu not equals to nu. Okay, we give this as equation number 9. So these are our non-vanishing components of Ricci tensor. Now we solve this equation, that is we solve the Maxwell equation, and then we substitute the values of this. Okay, so see here the Maxwell tensor F mu nu that we have defined of the problem should correspond to static spherically symmetric electric field E of R. That is, this F mu nu is the tensor given by Maxwell and which is corresponding to the electric field or electric magnetic field, that is E of R, in the R direction, that is in the first coordinate. Okay, that is in the xy direction. Okay, so we know that electromagnetic field tensor is defined as here we have defined in this way phi of x alpha mu comma nu. Okay, so this is an electromagnetic field tensor, and which we write here as F mu nu is equals to del A mu upon del x nu, that is the partial derivative of AU with respect to nu, and the partial derivative of nu with respect to u. Okay, because as here we have defined comma means the derivative with respect to nu minus the tensor into comma mu, that is the partial derivative with respect to mu. Okay, so we have right here F mu nu is equals to del A mu del x nu minus del A nu upon del x mu, where A is called as a 4 potential vector. 4 potential vector, that is, as we have taken x, y, z, t coordinate, that is 4 coordinate, so we are saying that here A as a 4 potential vector. Okay, and we have also the 4 velocity vector. Okay, and they are defined in the 4 coordinates, and therefore they are called as a 4 potential vector or 4 velocity vector, right? So for this we define now F mu nu is equals to, so for the electromagnetic field in general it is defined in this way, that is, this minus Ex is nothing but the tensor due to the electric field. So minus Ex minus Ey minus Ez in x direction, y direction and z direction. And since F mu nu is antisymmetric, therefore this is nothing but we have here 0 Ex, Ey, Ez. That is, here we have this antisymmetric matrix and all the diagonal elements are 0, so that the trace of F mu nu is equals to 0. Okay, and Hz is due to the magnetic field. H is due to the magnetic field and E is due to the electric field. Okay, but as here we have E of R is defined only in the R direction, that is only in x1 direction. So all other coordinates Ey, Ez are 0, and we are taking only the electric field. So for this we are taking Hy, Hz all equals to 0. Okay, so in x1 direction we have F mu nu is equals to, since all other are 0, so we have only x coordinate minus Ex, and here it is Ex, and all other coordinate are, all other matrix element are equals to 0, right? So F mu nu is equals to E of R, that is this E of R, Ex is denoted as E of R, that is function of R alone. And therefore we can write F mu nu is equals to E of R, that is this Ex can be taken out common, and x is in the first coordinate, therefore we are writing here E of R, and here it is minus 1, and at the place of Ex it is 1. Okay, so we are taking E of R common from this matrix, so it is in this form, and we give this as a equation number 11. Now as this is in a lower suffixes, we multiply this by the G mu nu so that it goes to in upper suffix form. Okay, and therefore for this we can write, for raising the indices, that is to changing the lower suffix into the upper suffix, we have to use G mu nu, which is defined in the equation 8b, to obtain F of mu nu, that is in a mixed tense, that is in a upper suffix form, and this is equals to e to the power minus nu plus lambda into e, 0 1 0 0 minus 1 0 0 0, that is we have only we are taking this F mu nu into the upper suffix, so for this we have to multiply this by e to the power minus nu plus lambda. This quantity is extra here. Okay, so we give this as a, this is an equation 11, we give this as a equation number 11a, and we write the script notation of F mu nu, and this is defined here as script notation of F of mu nu from equation 6, which is defined under root of minus G F mu nu. Okay, so for this we write script F mu nu is equals to under root of minus G F into mu nu, and this F mu nu is nothing but our tensor by the Maxwell, and therefore under root of minus G is to have the value as we have write it here. Under root of minus G has the value e to the power nu plus lambda upon 2 r square sine theta. Okay, so we substitute this value here. Under root of minus G is e to the power minus nu plus lambda upon 2 r square sine theta, and the value of F of nu from this equation 11a we have write it here e into the bracket. Okay, so as we have substituted e to the power minus nu plus lambda, and in e to the power minus G, that is under root of minus G has the value e to the power nu plus lambda upon 2 r square sine theta. Okay, and F of mu nu has the value e to the power minus nu plus lambda. So here it is plus nu plus lambda upon 2, here it is minus nu plus lambda. Therefore we have here minus nu plus lambda upon 2. That is we add both the term, and in that case we get this term into this, and we give this as the equation number 12 for this script F mu nu. And from the Maxwell's equation, that is this equation number, as we are saying here, F of mu nu is in comma nu is equals to under root of minus G F of mu nu comma nu. Okay, so this equation 6 means the derivative with the comma nu is given here, and so we solve this Maxwell equation given in this equation 6 for finding the value of E, and we use for this equation 12 and this equation 6 to get the value of E. Also as here 0 1, that is in this matrix forms 0 1 0 0 minus 1 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0. Okay, so in this matrix, the position of this element is, this is 0, 1, 2, 2 and 3. Here it is 0, 1, 2 and 3. So the position of this element is 0, 1. And here it is 1. The position of this element is 1, 0. Okay. And all other elements are 0. Only the position 0, 1 is non-zero. Okay. So we use that to solve the value of E. Okay. And therefore we get in a script notation mu nu is varying only for 0 and 1. Because all other values should be 0. So we have get only one condition, that the script f 0, 1, 1 equals to, in a square bracket, e to the power minus nu plus lambda upon 2 r square into e sin theta, 1 equals to 0. Okay. So we have this term, that is e to the power minus nu plus lambda upon 2 r square into e sin theta, 1 equals to 0, because we are substituting the value of script f0, 1, that is for the first position. Okay. And therefore for the first position we have this multiplied to the, that is this quantity is multiplied to the this position. Okay. So we have only this value, and 1 means the derivative with respect to r, and as sin theta is independent of r, therefore we can take the common from this bracket. So we get e to the power minus nu plus lambda upon 2 r square into e, 1. This sin theta is outside this derivative. Okay. Equal to 0. So therefore the sin theta can be goes to this side, and therefore it should be equals to 0. So e to the power, we get this e to the power minus nu plus lambda upon 2 r square into e equals to 0, 1. Now we can integrate this because here it is a derivative. So after integrating we get e to the power minus nu plus lambda upon 2 r square into e is equals to constant, and we take this constant as equals to epsilon. Okay. We denote this constant by epsilon, and thus we have write e to the power minus nu plus lambda upon 2 into r square equals to e into epsilon. Okay. We get e is equals to epsilon, and therefore from this e is equals to epsilon upon r square, and this term goes to this side, then it is e to the power nu plus lambda upon 2. Okay. So we give this as the equation number 13, and that should be written here as we have given this to the equation number 13 to this equation, and thus we get the value of E as this formula. Okay. Now from this we have known the epsilon is constant, r is the radius, nu plus lambda is not known to us now. Okay. We have not find this nu plus lambda, so we have here we get the value of E, and which is explicit solution for the field E, because we have not yet determined the values of nu and lambda. Okay. For this we apply the boundary condition, that is nu comma lambda tends to 0 as r tends to infinity, and we continue after that in the next lecture. Okay. So thank you everyone.